Hello, viewers. This is Dr. Kamar Chima, and I'm here with another episode of NHS Media. Today's conversation is about a statement that came from an Indian businessman, Mukesh Ambani, that India is going to be the $35 trillion economy by 2047. In fact, if I just see the statements that came from many global leaders and economists, that's a big number. For instance, Mr. Ambani, who is a billionaire, 66 years old billionaire, industrialist, who is a very successful and a Gujarati, he says that India will be Gujarat alone will be a $3 trillion economy. That is a very big number. If I just look at the statistics that came from the Goldman Sachs, the economist of the Goldman Sachs about the global economy, this says that the U.S. currently has the largest economy in the world with $23 trillion in 2021. So America is the largest economy by the number $23 trillion. China is the second largest economy, but only $18 trillion. India is the sixth largest economy, but $3 trillion economy. So the question here is very important. Now, India is the fifth largest economy, by the way. There's a very important question here, and which the question is that will India be able enough, be able enough to be $35 trillion economy by 2047? All that's a big mark. But I think even if India doesn't become a $35 trillion economy, because the Goldman Sachs says that by 2075, India will narrowly surpass US. India will narrowly surpass US by 2075. But the big data is coming from the global economies. The big data is coming from the global economies. For example, Indonesia and Nigeria, they are considered to be the fifth largest economy by 2075. Right now, none of these economies are come in the first 15 economies. But as things are moving, anything can happen. Japan, which is largest economy, it will be the 12th largest economy. United Kingdom, which is the sixth largest economy, it will be the 10th largest economy by 2075. So what Mukesh Ambani says, it has a merit, but that's a big number. But speaking about this vibrant Gujarat summit, that was a successful show. For instance, Prime Minister Narendra Modi was able enough to get the global leaders. That was the first thing. He got the Czech Prime Minister. He got a few Prime Ministers, Mozambique, leadership of Mozambique and UAE, and Mohammed bin Zayed, whom Prime Minister he called basically Prime Minister Modi as a brother, and very good ties with India. They signed some MOUs with India, but remember, having the global leaders in the vibrant Gujarat summit is something very significant. And remember, this vibrant Gujarat summit that started back in 2003 when Prime Minister Narendra Modi was the chief minister, I think, at that time. So that's a big number since 20 years has been there that this summit is regularly going on. But that the first thing, as I mentioned, that he got the global leadership. The second thing is that he got the local businessmen. So all the Ambanis and Adanis, they were all there to support this idea and to ask and to tell the international investors that if you are going to come and invest here, then we are here to help you and we can come and invest back in your countries. That is, I think, one of the most important things when it comes to having the local investors on your side. No country can move on if the local investors are not on its side. So that tells the story. For instance, and the second and the third important thing is that whatever the summit was saying, they were basically talking and being supported by the numbers. For example, the Gujarat says that its share is 33% in the exports of India, and that is basically 18% of the total production of the country. So just look at that, how big number is being produced in India. And for example, and Gujarat's share in the national GDP is about 8.4%. That's a very big number, frankly speaking. In this particular context, the way Prime Minister Modi was mentioning, more than 50,000 companies registered. More than 65,000 individuals were there. So that tells the story that people from across the world were in this, 3-day summit, where issues of technology, even innovation, sustainable manufacturing, green hydrogen, electromobility, renewable energy, transition towards sustainability, all these issues were discussed, and many memorandum of understandings were signed as well. So the most important thing is that the statistics were supporting that the Gujarat as a model was coming up, which says that we are contributing into the GDP of the country. So come here and invest. So I think that's something important. On the other hand, if you see that the UP, which is another province, for example, which is very close to the heart of the BJP, where Yogi Adityanath is running the show there. Um, they are saying that we will be $1 trillion economy. So these big numbers, big data, big statistics are being used to attract the national investors and international investors. And the most important thing in all this is continuity. One, that this summit is going on for long. Second, the political transition is happening very smoothly. Earlier, Narendra Modi did run the province. Then he went to the to the center, but still, then the Gujarat is moving on. So this continuity basically helped Prime Minister Modi to have to transform India's economy in that sense. And then the most important thing is the society's support. If there is no support of the society, no country can move on, no politician can move on. And Prime Minister Narendra Modi and his people, in fact, people are supporting Narendra Modi on this. And had there not been support of the people, for instance, when there was a road show, when Prime Minister Modi got MBZ from the airport and they traveled to the hotel, you can see that all the way the people were standing, because there was a lot of transition in Gujarat, frankly speaking. And that was a home state of Prime Minister Narendra Modi. And people were supporting him because BJP was running this state for about more than 25 years. And so they have transformed much. They are contributing much. So I think this continuity and then societal support is another important thing. And then comes the trust. In my understanding, trust is the most important thing. Um and the leadership gets the trust. The leadership is being trusted by the people. And for instance, if they are saying that we are contributing to the 8.3% of the GDP, and we are going to contribute 10% of India's GDP in coming years, so that's a big number. And they are saying that the Gujarat will be $500 billion economy by 2026. And remember, Pakistan is a $350 billion economy. It's a big province, 240 million people, and we are just $350 billion economy. Whereas if Gujarat proves to be $500 billion economy, that will be a big number. Although Mukesh Ambani says that India will be, Gujarat will be $3 trillion economy by 27, but that's what we call, there is a many a slip between cup and lip. It's a long road. You just cannot say what you are saying. Then I think the media marketing is done very wonderful. The media has been supporting Narendra Modi and his party all along the way. The media is standing with Prime Minister Modi and his party. Either they are forcing them, either they are winning media, either they are buying media. Because we have come to know that they are putting a lot of money into the media, so the mainstream media. But at the same time, as I mentioned, the trust earlier, the trust is important. To run a business, to run a country, you need trust. So even if they are buying a media houses, if they are controlling the media, but at the same time they are winning over the trust of the people, and that comes in the shape of winning elections, just before winning the three state elections, just before the national elections, which are to be in April and May this year. So all these factors basically contribute a lot. In my understanding, all these factors contribute a lot. And as the Goldman Sachs say, that India will surpass the United States by 2075, that's a very big number. So, in my understanding, whatever is happening right now, whatever is happening right now in India, the people are getting an idea that India has a bright future, and that bright future is going to stay if the political leadership stays. And remember, if there is a some sort of a problem in the political leadership, and if the transition is to some other political actors, that can also stop the growth. And that's what the people who understand the macroeconomic stability, they do see that. So the global investors, the trust of the global investors, the trust of the local investors, having the international leadership at the Vibrant Gujarat Summit basically did help making this summit successful. And then some data is helping India, and that data is that how much Gujarat is contributing to India's economy and India. And then I mentioned continuity as well. Continuity is important. From 2003 till 2023 and 2024, the state is making an impact over the period of time. And then, as mentioned, the societal support is the most important thing. And then the trust, and then the media marketing. Never underestimate the media marketing, and nobody knows better how to use media other than Prime Minister Modi. For instance, just look how his marketing of an island few days back started brought a diplomatic row between India and Maldives, and how India coerced in fact Maldives to behave, and how India basically punished Maldives through non-traditional means, where state didn't say anything, but the society came forward in support of the Prime Minister Modi. So that is also an example of the trust over the leadership. So I think these are the factors, very important factors to understand that how India is being viewed, and how Narendra Modi is being viewed in India. But the mark $35 trillion is a big word. Uh, but as the economy is moving on, it seems very difficult that India will be $35 trillion economy. But let me tell you, the economy, as the economist of the Goldman Sachs are projecting that India will slightly surpass United States by 2075. That's a big prediction, and that prediction is obviously on the basis of the data which is being shared and which is in front of the global financial institutions. So let's see that whether how much India gets the global investors, and whether after the Vibrant Gujarat Summit, and how much. And whether if India will be able enough to be the $35 trillion economy by 2047. Thank you very much.